Hi everyone. This chapter gives an idea about important topics of macroeconomics, that is, money growth and inflation. Value of money. P represents the price level, that is, P is the price of basket of goods measured in money. 1 by P represents the value of $1, is measured in terms of goods. Inflation drives up prices and drives down the value of money. Quantity theory of money asserts that the quantity of money determines the value of money. In this model, we assume Fed precisely controls money supply and sets it at some fixed amount. Money demand. The quantity of money demanded is negatively related to value of money and is positively related to price level when other things like real income interest rates are equal. Therefore, money demand curve is downward sloping. An increase in price level reduces the value of money. So more money is required to buy goods and services. Here, Fed sets money supply at some fixed value regardless of price level. P adjusts to equate the quantity of money demanded with money supply. Here is the money supply diagram and here is the money demanded curve. So this is the equilibrium price level that equates money supply and money demand. Suppose Fed increases money supply, then this curve shifts to right, and so we can see the equilibrium price level is increased. So when money supply increases, the value of money falls and the price level rises. So persistent growth in the quantity of money supplied leads to continuing inflation, which is indicated in the above diagram. Nominal variables are measured in monetary units. For example, nominal GDP, nominal interest rate, etc. Real variables are measured in physical units. Example are real GDP, real interest rate, and relative prices. The principle of monetary neutrality asserts that changes in the quantity of money influences nominal variables, but not real variables. Most economists believe that monetary neutrality approximately describes behavior of economy in long run. Velocity of money is the rate at which money changes hands. So here price level into real GDP is nominal GDP and M is the money supply and V is the velocity. Then velocity formula is V is equal to P into Y divided by M. So M into V is equal to P into Y, which is called quantity equation. So a change in M, which is money supply, causes nominal GDP to change by the same percentage. A change in money supply does not affect Y because money is neutral. So P changes by the same percentage as P into Y and M. That is, rapid money supply growth causes rapid inflation. When tax revenue is inadequate and the ability to borrow is limited, a government can pay for some of its spending simply by printing money. Then countries rely heavily on this inflation tax, the result is hyperinflation. So here inflation tax is the revenue from printing money. One application of principle of monetary neutrality is the Fisher effect. According to Fisher effect, when inflation rate rises, the nominal interest rate rises by the same amount so that real interest rates remains the same. We know that nominal interest rate is equal to real interest rate plus inflation rate. So when this quantity rises, this quantity also rises with real interest rate remaining the same. In the long run, we know that money is neutral. So a change in the money growth rate affects the inflation rate. Causes of inflation. Many people think that inflation makes them poorer because it raises the cost of what they buy. But this is a fallacy. Inflation also raises nominal incomes. In the long run, real incomes are determined by real variables, but not inflation rate. Economists have identified 6 causes of inflation. They are surely the cost associated with reduced money holdings, Menu cost is associated with more frequent adjustment of prices, increased variability of relative prices, unintended changes in tax liabilities due to non-indexation of the tax code, confusion and inconvenience resulting from changing unit of account, and arbitrary redistributions of wealth between debtors and creditors. Many of these causes are large during hyperinflation, but the size of these causes are not clear during moderate inflation. This concludes the discussion on money growth and inflation. Thank you.